Alright, welcome back, and today I'm going to be showing you how to play Deadlock on Abyss. I'll teach you everything you need to know about how to play her efficiently. But before we do that, make sure you hit that like button, drop a sub, and enjoy the video. The way to play Deadlock is very simple, so I'm going to make this video as short as I possibly can. Let's just get right into it. Starting off at the A site, if you want, you could wall deep A main. So the only way to get past this wall now is to use any sort of utility, whether that be Omen TP or Jet Updraft, Ray Satchels. And if they do happen to do that, then they don't have that for the post plan if they happen to get the bomb down. So that's good for your team. You don't want to do a wall like this because the reason being, they're able to get on this side of the wall if they wrap around this side. And if you have a player towards hell, they might not be expecting somebody to be past the wall because they can only see the big part, which would lead this way. You'd have to do it something deeper like this.
Barrier deployed.
I wouldn't recommend walling close A main only because regardless of what the wall looks like, if you don't place it quick enough, they can get past this part right here and they can be here swinging your team on site. So the best wall to do for A main is definitely just to throw it deep.
Over there.
Almost by the orb, you can throw it a little deeper if you like. No matter what, they would have to use utility to get past the wall. But let's say you're really late and you kind of just have to throw your wall like this. It's going to be fine if you're just doing it to stop the flood. But if you're doing this wall to stop the entire team's push, this is not essential. You want to go with a deep wall. And let's say they're rushing fast. A lot of people like to just throw their grab net like this.
Throwing net.
Yes, you might net a couple people, but in reality, what you're really doing is wasting your utility on potential kills. What you want to do is throw it for a guaranteed kill. It's kind of like a Sova dart. For Sova, for instance, you can dart here and get information in A main, but in reality, what you should be doing is darting the walkout somewhere over here.
Over there.
That way your teammates playing backside are able to use that dart for your advantage. The same rules apply for your grab net. You want to be throwing your grab net when the enemies are execing the site and or flooding out. For instance, let's say their jet made it here, and let's say they had an ISO and he made it here. What you could be doing is throwing your grab net like this.
Throwing net.
Boom. This ISO should now be netted, and you and your teammate can swing right side back site, and you can fight this ISO while he's crouched. Same thing with the left side, except this one's going to take a little bit longer to land because you have to throw it further.
No escape.
Now, this jet that was here is definitely netted, and you could swing left side back side with your teammate, and you could fight for this jet that's crouched. For our sound sensors, you really want to put them somewhere along the entrance, not somewhere that's easily detectable, but somewhere that's a little off guard and they wouldn't expect them. So something like this.
Sound sensor up.
This is a good sound sensor. Something like this.
Listening.
This is a good sound sensor. So now if anyone walks up this side of sight, makes noise here, they'll be stunned. If anyone walks up here, anywhere in this box, they'll be stunned. And these you're able to play off of from heaven. Let's say this trip gets ticked. Boom. You're able to swing this guy for free. This trip close to you gets ticked. Boom. You're able to swing this guy. That's personally how I would play the A site, and I've seen it work very effectively in my ranked games. So that's why I'm teaching you that way of holding down A. For mid, you would almost never play mid, except if you're fighting for mid. Then you'd be here with your grab net to be able to crouch enemies either upper or bottom mid. Sure, you can wall off this, but this doesn't give you as much value as your wall would be B main or A main. Your Deadlock wall is really, really good for stopping a choke push. It's not like a Cypher chip, it's gonna go away eventually. So there's no point of throwing it mid if they can just wait it out. Same thing with your sound sensors. 99% of the time when an enemy is flanking, they're going to be holding shift. So your sound sensors aren't really good flank utility. But now let's talk about the B site. When we're defending the B site, the best things to do are either wall off lower or wall off upper of the B main swing. And vice versa, you're gonna fight for the opposite one that you wall. For instance, let's say we wall B main.
Barrier deployed.
After this wall goes down, we're going to be sitting here holding window now for anyone to swing through window, because essentially this is the only spot they can get through now, is window. Now let's do it the opposite way around, but when we're doing it on the window up here, you want to make sure it's far to the left as possible. So you want to jump on this, and you just want to run like this and throw it.
Barrier deployed.
That way, this is the only spot that they can peek. And if you're here, you will be able to see the left side of their shoulder but they will not be able to see you. So this wall is one of the best walls in the game, and I've never seen it used in any of the ranked games that I've ever played. And if you're doing this wall and you want to fight for bottom, you can have your grab net ready, and if you hear one or if you see one, you can throw this grab net, and you can push up and fight with your team. Same thing with your ultimate. If you know there's someone here, let's say they're in this tucked corner here, you can grab net it, pop your ult, and banking off this wall here. Now, if they're in this corner, they're 100% going to be dead and or cocooned and hopefully not broken out. But if they are broken out, then you should be able to see them. They should be broken right here, and they should be a free kill. They're not going to have a gun out. Their teammates aren't going to be ready because they're going to have to reload, and this guy should be a free kill at that point. But now let's say we're attacking B. If we're attacking B, the best things to do are either to wall off heaven or CT, just like so. So now whichever one of these are walled, you're going to fight for the opposite, just like you would fighting for B main. So let's say you walled CT. What you could do is you can net heaven.
No escape.
And now you can jump up heaven, and you can fight for heaven. Let's say you walled heaven. You can net like this. And now you're able to fight for CT. Now once you get the bomb down, let's say you're planting here, you can throw a sensor on the bomb like this. And a very good sensor that's extremely underrated is if you throw a sensor like this. This sensor will actually get anybody who... What? This sensor will actually get anybody who's on top of heaven. So if you want to play on site still, maybe right here, you're able to play off the sensor. And obviously the sensor here, if you planted the bomb here, is for the bomb tap. So they're going to be stunned if they don't break it. Same thing if you plant here, you could throw the sensor like this.
Listening.
Or you could throw the sensor like this.
Sound sensor up.
If you're really feeling it, you can throw the sensor like this.
Listening.
Granted, if you throw this sensor, the bomb usually should be planted here.
Caution here.
That way, as you can see from the radius, you can hear the bomb from there. But if the bomb's planted all the way in the corner on the left side of our screen here, you're not able to see the bomb in the radius. Therefore, your sensor will not go off if they tap it. But if they run by it, it will. For our ultimate, I love using this Deadlock ult because a lot of people like to play back here. You can either do it from up here or down there. You can jump and throw your ult like this. Now, anybody who's backside will 100% be in your cocoon. You could ult heaven from sight. Now, anyone who's heaven will be in a cocoon. And left side heaven too if you really want. You can do this. Big radius. And if you want to ult stairs, you still can. You just have to jump into it. Anyone in this radius here will be in your cocoon. But now let's say we're going mid as Deadlock, maybe as a lurk. The best thing to do is wall off. The best thing to do is wall off top mid. Now this wall will block any enemies trying to travel through top mid and go back to B. And if we're going back A, the best wall to do is this one right here in B link. That way the enemies cannot rotate through mid and catch you off guard. Granted, each wall is going to make a lot of noise, so you are going to be expected to be somewhere mid if you throw that wall. So what you could do is throw this wall and fall back mid and go all the way A main with your team. It's going to be a long wrap, but it's going to be more beneficial if you leave an enemy right here pondering whether or not you're actually mid still. It stalls the retake, which is something that's really good for you. And if we're fighting for mid heavy, we could definitely throw our grab net like this.
No escape.
Now anyone in this area will be netted and they cannot swing with their team as we all swing top mid. But something that you really want to do every round on Deadlock is lurk mid and you want to shoot this door out. Because this will apply a lot of pressure towards mid, and most of the time, I'd say 65 to 70%, someone either pulls a rotate from A or B to go somewhere mid to see how many or what information they don't have. Now let's say we're attacking our last final site, A. Same concept. What you really want to do is wall off one of the chokes, whether that's heaven, and if you are walling off heaven, you want to do it a little deeper towards here instead of over here. So you throw the wall like this.
Barrier deployed.
And obviously for CT, you can throw the wall deeper as well, but in reality, it's okay to throw a wall like here.
Barrier deployed.
I've actually never seen the wall do this before, but this is very cool. And just like the other ones, it's the same concept though. You would throw your grab net towards one side and fight towards that side. If they were back left, you'd throw your grab net back left like so.
Throwing net.
Now anybody back left is going to be crouched and you can easily fight this person. And same concept with back right. You could throw it like this.
Throwing net.
Now anybody back right is going to be crouched, and you can easily fight this player as well. For our ult, same concept. Again, we could use it on heaven, and we could use it jumping CT.
Over there.
Don't forget, we could also use it towards the left side of backside. We can bank it off of this wall here, like so. Now anybody in this area can be cocooned. For our sensors again, obviously there would be for the bomb tap and maybe the drop out of heaven, like so.
Sound sensor up.
The sensor's not very good for CT, obviously, unless you're in a situational position where you have the bomb planted for CT. You can throw the sensor like this, and you just want to make sure you're not within the radius of it, so you want to play a little far off. The sensor trips, but the typical spot for default would be right here, so you would throw a sensor somewhere relatively close to that. Does not mean you have to throw it directly on the bomb, but you could throw it somewhere like this.
Listening.
You could throw it somewhere like this.
Listening.
You can even throw it somewhere like this.
Sound sensor up.
All these sensors are really good for the bomb tap because it would almost 100% guarantee that you stun this enemy. That's pretty much all I got for you guys today. If you want to see Deadlock on another map, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. And if you also want to see a different agent on Abyss, make sure to let me know that as well down in the comments below. Other than that, I've been Chris the Cookie. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Peace, peace.